Three poems to Pan. First off, Pan Liveth by Eugene Field Sr. They told me once that Pan was dead, and so, in sooth, I thought him. For vainly where the streamlets led through flowery meads I sought him, nor in the dewy pasture bed, nor in the grove I caught him. Tell me, 'twas so my clamour ran, tell me, oh, where is Pan? But once, as on my pipe I played a requiem sad and tender, lo, thither came a shepherd maid, full comely she and slender. I were indeed a churlish blade, with wailings to offend her, for surely wooing sweeter than a mourning over Pan. So presently, whilst I did scan that shepherd maiden pretty, and heard her accents, I began to pipe a cheerful ditty, and so betimes forgot old Pan, whose death had waked my pity. So, so did love undo the man who sought and pined for Pan. He was not dead, I found him there, the Pan that I was after, caught in that maiden's tangling hair, drunk with her song and laughter. I doubt if there be otherwhere a merrier god or dafter. Nay, nor a mortal kindlier than is this same dear old Pan. Beside me, as my pipe I play, my shepherdess is lying, while here and there her lambkins stray, as sunny hours go flying. They look like me, those lambs, they say, and that I'm not denying. And for that sturdy, romping clan, all glory be to Pan. Pan is not dead, O sweetheart mine. It is to hear his voices in every note and every line wherein the heart rejoices. He liveth in that sacred shrine that love's first holiest choice is. So pipe, my pipe, while still you can, sweet songs in praise of Pan. A Musical Instrument by Elizabeth Barrett Browning. What was he doing, the great god Pan, down in the reeds by the river, spreading ruin and scattering ban, splashing and paddling with hoofs of a goat, and breaking the lilies afloat with the dragonfly on the river? He tore out a reed, the great god Pan, from the deep cool bed of the river. The limpid water turbidly ran, and the broken lilies dying lay, and the dragonfly had fled away ere he brought it out of the river. High on the shore sat the great god Pan, while turbidly flowed the river, and hacked and hewed as a great god can, with his hard bleak steel at the patient reed, till there was not a sign of the leaf indeed, to prove it fresh from the river. He cut it short, the great god Pan, how tall it stood in the river, then drew the pith like the heart of a man, steadily from the outside ring, and notched the poor dry empty thing in holes as he sat by the river. "This is the way," laughed the great god Pan, laughed while he sat by the river, "the only way since gods began to make sweet music they could succeed." Then dropping his mouth to a hole in the reed, he blew in power by the river. Sweet, 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 oh Pan! Piercing sweet by the river, blinding sweet, O great god Pan, the sun on the hill forgot to die, and the lilies revived, and the dragonfly came back to dream on the river. Yet half a beast is the great god Pan, to laugh as he sits by the river, making a poet out of a man. The true gods sigh for the cost and pain, for the reed which grows never more again, as a reed with the reeds of the river. Pan with Us by Robert Frost. Pan came out of the woods one day. His skin and his hair and his eyes were grey. The grey of the moss of walls were they, and stood in the sun and looked his fill at wooded valley and wooded hill. He stood in the zephyr, pipes in hand, on a height of naked pasture land. In all the country he did command. He saw no smoke and he saw no roof. That was well, and he stamped a hoof. His heart knew peace, for none came here to this lean feeding, save once a year someone to salt the half-wild steer, or homespun children with clicking pails, who see so little they tell no tales. He tossed his pipes too hard to teach a new world song far out of reach, for a sylvan sign that the blue jay's screech and the whimper of hawks beside the sun were music enough for him, for one. Times were changed from what they were. Such pipes kept less of power to stir the fruited bough of the juniper, and the fragile bluets clustered there, than the merest aimless breath of air. They were pipes of pagan mirth, and the world had found new terms of worth. He laid him down on the sunburned earth, and ravelled a flower and looked away. Play, play, what should he play? Thank you.